Hi everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs, and today's video is all about the dome cards, but this time with a twist. So you've seen the ones that I've done with the round Christmas ornaments. There's a Valentine's one. And they have two types of back. They have the dial back or they have a pull tab. Well, today I'm introducing the same concept, but this time they are made with the heart domes or the heart ornaments. And I picked these up at Amazon. They are 3.1 inches or I want to say 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters or 3.1 inches, and I just bought them at Amazon. I'm sure that you can find them at most of your craft stores as well. They come apart, they're plastic, they come apart, and you use 1/2 per card. So I'm going to go ahead and show you today my 3 newest cards. I've got some more in the works. Now these I did take from the original dome cards that I had made, and I changed them up and added the hearts. They are a little bit different. To accommodate the different sizes between the domes, I did have to change them up just a little bit. But I think they'll work, and they are, oh, I know they'll work, and they are a lot of fun. So the first one that I did is this heart with the arrow. And it comes with, the pull tab is the one that I've done, but it also has a dial back. And today I'm going to show you how to do one with the dial back and how to do a pull tab. I've already assembled this one. It's pretty close to the same as the one with the dome, with the circle, but you can tell that it is a little different. Again, I just had to do that to accommodate the different domes. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one I'm going to do, I think I'll do the gnome one first. So I'm going to set the teddy bear aside, and we will go ahead and do our gnome. And these are done almost exactly like the round domes are. So when you order your file and you get it, these are the pieces that you'll get. So this has the round or the frame for your heart. It has 2 hands and your nose. You have your hat piece. You'll have the beard piece, and the only piece or the only color that shows on here is the beard. So you'll cut this piece out of whatever color of cardstock you want your beard to be. This next layer is for your clothes and the hearts on your hat. So you'll cut that out of whatever color you want your clothes. This last piece right here is for your shoes. So only your shoes are going to show. Cut this out of whatever color you want your shoes to be. And then we have the background piece. So there's my dome. The background piece on this one, like I said, has the pull tab, but it also comes with a dial back. So either piece that you want. Now this one is cut out a little bit larger so that there is a shadow. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your solid piece, and we're going to lay it on here, and we're going to match it up the way that we want that to show through, just like that. And then we're going to take a pencil, and we're going to trace that heart out. And this is not just like a heart that you can just go grab off of your design space, because it's not going to match up, or your store. It matches the dome. Okay, so we're going to remove that, and there is my my heart that I've traced on. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to pull the tab and kind of just pull it back to give it a little bit of a start so that we're ready to go. Now, when I add glue to this, I do not want to add glue to where the pull tab is. I just want to add it around the edge. So I'm going to use my glue gun, and this is a hot melt glue gun. And if you watched my video that I did this morning, I was really struggling with this gun. It's brand new. So we're just going to go ahead and put glue. But you know what? Before I do that, we have to fill this with the candy that we're going to use first. So I'm going to just put some conversation hearts in it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add the glue to that line. the trigger on my gun is different than the trigger on my old gun. And I like it. It's smoother. I'm just not used to it. Okay, so once we've got our glue on there, we're going to take our little dome, make sure that the candy is flat, and then we're going to kind of, line this up. Sorry, I'm making a mess. We're going to line this up. So we're going to just kind of watch it. Turn it over and press it. Now, if you've watched my cards with the round domes, I don't really like that tab right where the pull tab is, but with these, you don't have an option. So if you'll notice, my tab is right where my pull tab is, but when you pull it over and bend it back, it's going to be fine because you're going to pull that out and everything, all your candy will be exposed. So it works. It's just on the round ones, I like doing it the other way. Okay, so we're going to slide that off to the side and let the glue cool down. I'm going to take my black piece, or the piece that the shoes are, and then I'm going to take my pink, and you want to make sure that everything is running in the right direction. So I'm not trying to add it like that, right? Everything's running in the right direction. Okay, we're going to take our pink piece, and we're going to just add some tape. I'm just using my tape runner. You can use whatever you've got on hand, glue or... Okay. And we're going to match up the inside heart first and then make sure everything else matches. Okay. And there's our little shoes showing. Next up is the beard piece. And I am going to use my glue because that's tape runner's having some issues. Okay, and line it up. Again, line up the heart piece first. The heart cut out. And then you can make sure everything else is lined up. Perfect. And then last, we're going to add our little hat with the heart cutouts. When you do these, just like when you do the ones with the round domes, you want to make sure that you have 3 or 4 layers. The hearts are a little bit smaller, so they're not quite as heavy as those round ones, but they still can get kind of heavy if you've got some heavier candy. Okay, so once that's ready to go, and you can see how thick that is with all those layers, we're going to go ahead and add it to our background piece. Now I'm going to add mine with some foam pop dots. I'm just going to add this. I use the foam tape, and I buy this on Amazon. I know a lot of craft stores carry it too. If you're in Salt Lake, Heartfelt has it. But I just get mine off of Amazon, and it's a huge roll, and I go through a lot of it. But it's not all that expensive. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and add that on there, and the white is going to show through just a little bit. It's meant to do that. I might not have gotten my heart glued on just in the right spot. There we go. There we go. Then I'm going to take my, let's push that down. There. Then I'm going to take my frame and I'm going to put some glue on it. Well, before I do that, I want to add my nose. So my nose is the next piece. And you'll see the little cutout. That's going to go right in the crest of the heart. Like that. And you could ink that up. You could use pattern paper if you wanted to for a lot of these layers. Let your imaginations go crazy. Okay, so next we're going to add the frame around the heart. And this is an optional piece. I just like it because it makes the little gnome look like he's actually holding the heart. So if I put that frame on there, now I can add his hands. And I can either put those on with pop dots or I can glue them directly on. I think the last one I did it with pop dots. So this one, I think I will just glue them on there this time. My last video was really long, so I'm going to try and make this one a little bit quicker. Okay, and there is our gnome. Isn't he so cute? And he's filled with some candy. You turn him over, he's got the pull tab. I love the pull tab for little kids. They have a hard time with the dial. I like the dial because it's easier to fill and you don't ruin your card, but I love the pull tab for the littles. So there is our gnome, and he's holding a heart. Okay, the last one we're going to do is the teddy bear. And the teddy bear is really close to the one with the dome. So let me show you the dome. So there's our dome. And it's got the pull tab. And this one is going to have the dial back on it. So let me show you what pieces come with this. It is a little bit different, but it's pretty close. So let me get all these little sticky things out of here. We have the frame for our heart. And then we have his feet or his paws. And we have the hands or the other paws. We have his mouth. We have the muzzle. We have our 2 pink hearts. And then the layers. So the top layer has the cutouts, and it's the color of the bear. The next layer has the cutouts for the eyes, and this will be what you want your cheeks and the inside of your ears to be. So I did mine out of pink. You could do it out of peach or a light color, but it will be your ears and your cheeks. The only thing that's going to show on this is the eyes, but it's an included layer because it just gives your little card some strength and stability. We have our dome, and then we have our back piece, and this is going to be for the dial, so it has this window cut out. We have the dial, and then we have 2 washers, and for whatever reason I've got 4 cut out, and then we have the back. So let's get started. I am going to tell you really quickly on this one, I went ahead and inked the edges, and I used my distress crayons. I'm not going to do it for this one. You could if you wanted to, but I want to show you that you don't have to do it. So what we'll do is we're going to take our solid piece and we're going to lay it on top of the back piece and match it up, and then take our pencil and trace that line. And again, the little window is going to come into where the crest of the heart is, but it's okay. So we're going to go ahead and move that. And then before we glue our dome on, we've got to put the dial together. So I'm going to take the back piece and flip it over and put a brad through it. A washer. The dial, another washer, flip this piece over so that the drawing or the lines that we've had is facing us, and the back of it goes against the side that we have not drawn any lines on. Does that make sense? Go ahead and open up that brad. And then just a note on the brads really quick. I do this in every video, but I want to make sure that you're using the correct ones. You'll just use these normal brass paper fasteners, and you can pick these up just about anywhere. You do not want the little tiny scrapbook brads. They won't work. So once you've got that on there, we're going to flip this over, and we need to add glue to the edge of this circle piece. We want to make sure that we get just the edge and not on the dial so that the dial will spin. If your dial doesn't spin, there's two reasons why. Either you got glue where the dial is or you forgot your washers. So I'm going to just add a little bit of glue right along the edge. I'm actually going to move that off the corner there. Smooth it down. That will dry clear. I like to use glue that dries clear. Spin it around and do the same thing over here. Just on the edge again. And some of your cards, the back is going to be the full shape with just this little part cut out. And on some of them, it is the circle. It just depends on how big it is and what we're doing. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure that that dial spins before I get it all put together. And it spins just perfectly. And I like to glue it with the window opened. And turn that, Brad. Okay, now we're going to take our glue gun and we are going to add glue on to where we drew our line. I do think it's a little bit easier to get these lined up when you are doing the dial than when you're doing the pull tab and laying it on there and trying to match it. Again, you want to make sure that you don't get any glue on the window or on the dial. And then we're just going to add that right on there on the line. Line it up as best we can. And then set it aside to dry. Okay, now we're going to take our black layer. Remember, this is the eyes. That's the only thing that's going to show. And then we're going to take our pink and we're going to glue it on there. Again, you want to make sure that everything's lined up. I tried to do these symmetrically, but sometimes they're not quite perfect. So you want to make sure that it lines up before you start adding your glue. And don't get tape or glue in that window where the heart goes. You won't be happy. Line that all up. Make sure the heart lines up. Smooth it down. Okay, next up is the bear himself. These go together really quickly, especially after you've done one or two of them and know how to do it. They really do go together quick. They are big because the domes are kind of big. And so they do take a little bit of paper. Most of these can be cut from a letter size paper. I think there was only one. Was it the turkey? I can't remember. There was one that you had to have a 12 by 12, but everything else so far I've been able to do on an 8.5 by 11, if that's all you have. Okay, so once he's all glued together, we're going to go ahead and add him to the back before I do any of the details. So once again, foam tape. And I did mention in the last video that I've had a couple of people tell me that they don't like to use the foam tape, and so they break that little tab off. That thought scares me. I'm afraid I'd break the dome. But if you want to try that, I don't know, I think they use scissors or wire cutters or something and break that off. And then you can just glue this directly to it. You don't have to do it with the foam tape. But I like the foam tape. It gives it a little bit of thickness, a little bit of dimension. Okay, so now we're going to line this up. And we got it pretty close to right on. Oh. Sorry, I'm bumping that. I'm trying to work around the camera stand. I've got to figure out a better way to do my setup because I keep bumping the camera and I'm working around it. Okay, so there's our little bear. Next up, we're going to add the muzzle. I need to add maybe a piece of, there we go. We're going to add the muzzle next. And more than getting him in the crest of the heart, you want to make sure you get him on the edge of those cheeks. A little piece of glue or something right there. Okay. And we want our little face, or nose and mouth. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Excuse me. And this little piece is pretty thin, but your machine will cut it. I've done it with both the Silhouette and the Cricut, and it did it just fine. Excuse me for just a second. Okay, now let's add our frame. We can add the hearts. I'm going to add one heart with some glue. You could add them both with foam pop dots or however you want it. And then his paws. So on the feet, I am going to glue the little pink pieces on first, the pads of his feet. And I think that I will put these on with the foam pop dots. I did not ink the edges, and so because they're the same color, I don't want them to blend right in. You should either ink them or add them with foam pop dots, or do both. But really one or the other works. Or you can cut them out of a lighter or a darker color. That would work as well. I'm just gonna, oops, let's get him on there straight. There we go. And then we're going to add the paws, the hands. Oh, I think this bear is so cute. So, so cute. And this would make such a fun baby shower gift or favor. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I might make some baby bears. Change them up a little bit, make some baby bears. Okay, so there he is. We're going to turn him over, and I'm going to fill him with candy. And I've got some cherry hearts here. Oops, not too many. And we can close that window. Just style it closed. And there is our cute little Valentine bear. Pull him down so you can see him. So I hope that you will give these projects a try. If you're loving the dome cards, let me know. I've got more in the works, like I said. Thank you for joining me. Please hit subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.